The rise of fast food in Jamaica. Jamaica has long held a conscious and firm outlook and belief on the priority of health when it came to what kind of food is consumed. This bounded with the tradition of home-cooked meals, as it was believed that there was no better tasting or satisfying food other than a freshly cooked meal at home, consuming it right after it came off the fire. And should I mention, the meals cooked on wood fire or coal stoves were second to none. These, however, might very well be a result of a meager income which had to spread across a wide array of expenses, so one had no other choice but to settle with cooking at home for an enjoyable meal. Also, having a gas stove was something scarce leading up to the 80s, and it wasn't until the 90s that gas stoves started to become a fixture in over 80% of Jamaica's households, with most families starting off with a two-burner. Now, if you're a millennial, this should bring you nostalgia. With new industries forming, coupled with investment into the development of the country's infrastructure, there came new opportunities and demands for labor in non-traditional careers, and a fast-paced environment in the corporate area was created which one entrepreneur saw as an opportunity to capitalize on with a sprinkle of bringing a piece of America to the island. Here came the introduction of KFC. The Myers family opened the first KFC restaurant in Kingston in 1975, operating under the local company Restaurants of Jamaica, rivaling Jamaica's first established fast food restaurant Tasties, which opened in 1966, a decade earlier, with its offering being traditional Jamaican food and its gem, of course, being the scrumptious Jamaican patty. KFC took off with a bang, bringing people from all over the island who craved the taste of this new phenomenon. With this success, KFC was able to expand its restaurant to more locations in other parishes. Now, with the establishment of hotels and resorts on the island, coupled with an uptick in tourist visits primarily from the United States, coming to Jamaica and seeing their own fast food brands only added to the viability and expansion across the island of the KFC franchise. Then, within a one-year period into the market with a direct challenge to Tasty, entered Mothers and Juicy in 1980 and 1981 respectively. Juicy opened its first restaurant in Clarendon, while Mothers opened its first restaurant in Kingston. Over the years, both Juicy and Mothers introduced other products to their primary offering of patties, such as fried chicken in respect to Juicy and both fried chicken and burger in respect to Mothers. Both have been battling it out over the years, throwing punches back and forth, especially over the breakfast war with their introductions of the Jamaican breakfast menus. Who is winning? Well, that's a topic for another day. Standing from the sidelines and seeing the success of the KFC brand and the room for competition, the entrepreneur Frank Ventura seized the opportunity and opened Jamaica's first Burger King restaurant in the resort town of Ocho Rios in 1984, registered under the company Restaurant Associates Limited. The business caught on fast to consumers, which led to the expansion of other branches across the island. Even though Burger King and KFC differ in their primary offering, the fact remained that they both fought for shares in the same consumer pool of people who desired foreign-based fast food and attracted foreign visitors who were familiar with their brand. In 1991 came the introduction of Jamaica's premier street food, packaged in an upscale fast food setting named Island Grill. Its initial name was Chicken Supreme, opened in Twin Gates Plaza, Kingston, until in 1998 as its founder and owner Talia Lynn rebranded it and expanded its location to various parishes across the country. Now, with the success of KFC, Restaurants of Jamaica sought to venture into another fast food franchise, Pizza Hut, and opened the first location in Kingston in 1994. It didn't take off with a bang like KFC did. However, it gradually grew in popularity so much so that it later expanded to 9 other locations across the country. Not to be left out of the game, another of North America's fast food giants sought a piece of the Jamaican market. Think the colors red and yellow and throw in a clown. Did you guess right? And came McDonald's, hot and sizzling, opening in Ironshore, Montego Bay in 1995. However, McDonald's only lasted around a decade as it was entangled in a legal battle with another Jamaican restaurant previously operating under the same name, in addition to protest by local farmers that the brand refused to use their beef in the brand's operations. Thus, McDonald's chose to suspend their operations and close down shop in 2005. In the 2000s came a rapid increase in fast food franchise expansions across the country, in addition to the introduction of other brands such as Popeyes, Little Caesars, Domino's, and Subway, all making their mark and creating their own waves of fanatics. With the success of restaurants of Jamaica's Pizza Hut and KFC franchises, Restaurant Associates Limited sought to compete directly with them by introducing the franchises Popeyes to compete with KFC and Little Caesars to compete with Pizza Hut. And the country witnessed a never-before-seen event with the grand opening of Krispy Kreme donuts, when people waited at their doors as early as 2 a.m. over anxiously waiting to get a taste of the brand's signature donuts. So, these food brands have unintentionally created a cult-like following, especially KFC, spanning decades of generations, which is overly craved by so many, not just across the nation, but also by visitors who have heard of the unique taste of KFC's Jamaican restaurants, so much so that it is believed that people have added it to their bucket list. So, what really led to the rise of these fast food chains and franchises? With new investment in the country's economy, namely technology, tourism, financial services, logistics, general infrastructure, and construction, a fast-paced environment was created. This led to the need for convenience for those workers who only had time on their hands to grab a quick bite and get back on the job. Also, after a long commute home following a long day at work and having to get up early the next morning to do it all over again, it only made sense to just make a quick stop and get some food and be on your way. At this point, both partners in the home were working and just as busy, as opposed to the tradition of the woman staying home and tending to it. There was even the tradition of taking a cooked meal to work, but now who has time for preparing that? And with an increase in population, newer generations of people sought to move away from the traditional means of food consumption. They were more open to trying newer food and pushed that culture forward, passing it on to the generations that follow from parents to children. With ever-breaking record number of tourist visits to the country seeking excursions and exploration of the various attractions and other interests, they contribute significantly to the traffic of these fast food establishments. Social media has given a boost to the rise of these establishments too, as the younger generation often post and stream their lifestyle of fast food consumption, which influences others in their age group to do the same. Do you think the country has room for more fast food brands? If so, what would they be? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.